各位现场的贵宾，早安！欢迎各位莅临2019 SAS Analytics Conference。我是今天的主持人香涵。近期人工智慧应用正快速渗入到各领域，各企业积极投入 AI 专案，以寻求在这强调即时预测、自动化流程的智慧世界中过弯超车。而 SAS 在这1年已经协助了包含全球家乐福、花旗银行、韩国乐天、中国无锡物联网生态圈等客户落地 AI 应用。我们看见了各界对于 AI 进阶分析的需求轮廓越来越加清晰，但是却缺乏了加速发展的战略以及流程。所以今年特别以立足 AI 即刻体现 AI in Action 为本次大会的主轴，希望带领各位可以一同来拥抱 AI 的资源以及力道，以装备更好的执行力，让 AI in Action 即刻体现 AI 的价值。因此，今日的议程将涵盖了 AI 导入策略的专题演讲，以及要来揭露全台企业 AI 领先度大调查的结果。在下午的分会，还特别邀请到了台新银行以及星光人寿等客户来做实例分享，并且提供了9个议程让各位来做选择。而在场外7个非常精心设计的摊位展示，全程都有专业的 SAS 顾问群来带领大家实际来体验 SAS 各项解决方案的强大功能。此外，全程参与今天活动的所有贵宾都有机会来获得 SAS 所提供给大家的 AirPods 以及 Apple Watch。另外，参加摊位活动以及填写大会问卷，也有非常多的好礼等着大家来拿。整体可言，今天的活动相当精彩可期，务必呢，请各位可以全程来做参与，与我们共同来享受这充实的资讯交流飨宴。现在就让我们一同来揭开今天的活动序幕。2019 SAS Analytics Conference 正式开始。
Choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
What was it that put a man on the moon? Rocket fuel? Or the fuel of human determination? The engineers, mathematicians, and scientists committed to attaining what seemed unattainable. It happened because they believed in their mission, in their math, in their manufacturing, and in their moxie. That moon mission launched a generation of dreamers.
A generation of dreamers. The ones who know that where curiosity meets capability, anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Today's moonshot is happening here on Earth, and the mission will change the scope of how we use data to enhance our endeavors, to transform industry and better our lives, to prove AI isn't here to replace us, but to elevate us. New ideas emerge every day. SAS helps you tap into their exponential possibilities because we believe in amplifying human potential, putting analytics in action to turn small steps into giant leaps, and proving that together
Nothing
is out of reach.
是的，当今的地球正发生着另外一场登月创举。正是现场在座的各位贵宾与 SAS 一同携手，透过智能科技而创造的创举。希望透过今天各位的莅临交流，可以来激发更多的可能。在活动一开始，让我们来欢迎 SAS 台湾总经理陈凯欣陈总经理来为大家说明 SAS 近期的使命以及成绩。掌声欢迎陈总经理 Mike。
各位贵宾，大家早安。今年呢是 SAS 台湾 成立的第30周年，真的很不容易。那么今年跟明年也是 SAS 呢全球非常重要的转型年。各位先看看我今天的穿着就会如果是我们的老客户，就会发现我今天穿着跟以往有一些不一样。那这是我在 SAS 台湾呢主持10年的用户大会以来第一次没有带领带，因为我要 be more open。那么各位也思考一下哈，就是说在很快的这个时间的到来，那么各位的企业以及各位的周遭就会充斥着各种的智慧物件不管是叫做 IoT 是 Internet of Things 或者是 Intelligent of Things。那么在这些智慧物件的背后呢，有许许多多的 AI 后端 Machine Learning、Deep Learning 的这些演算法以及模型去做支持，而且呢，他们彼此互相的串联。那么呢，在另外一个面向，这在美国已经发生了就是说，企业的这个高阶呢也发现，原来呢在企业的地端，公司内部购买的大量的这些硬体及软体呢，它所耗费的成本，还有它的维护以及它的安全，甚至于呢比不上在云端上面的这个强大的运算能力。那更不要说呢，他们的成本在云端上面呢，可能远远低于在企业内部维持这样的一个infrastructure。所以呢，这是未来的一个正在这个改变的一个世界。那么 SAS 的转型呢，就是要不只是客户在原来的地端，客户以后到云端，甚至于呢所谓的这个智慧物件的边缘运算，就是 Edge Computing， 以及呢客户原来用 SAS 所开发的，或者是由 Open Source 所开发的这些程式跟模型，都能够在 SAS 的平台上面呢运行以及被纳管。这是 SAS 呢这1-2年来最重要的转型的一个主轴。好，我这边也很快的呢跟各位稍微报告一下SAS 的一些状况。那么呢，今年也是 SAS 全球成立的第43年。那我们很高兴呢，过去的42年，我们的营收都一直持续的成长。那 SAS 比较起其他的 vendor 有一个很大不一样的地方是 ，SAS 呢很少透过并购来支撑我们的这个业务成长那么同时呢，在 SAS 呢也有一个很特殊的一个现象就是我们每年会花费我们营收的25% 左右投资在研发上面，这是在所有的软体硬体公司一个非常特殊的现象。那么同时呢，我们在这个去年 Fortune 杂志的报道上面呢，大概有超过90%的用户是采用了 SAS 的解决方案。那么在 IDC 以及 Gartner 这边的一个评比上面，我们都是在领导者的象限。那么尤其在所谓的这个先进分析预测，在 IDC 的分析上面呢，我们跟第2名的差距是有大概1倍以上。所以在这一方面 ，SAS 还是非常这个领先。那么呢 ，SAS 在从今年开始到2021年这3年间呢 ，SAS 也承诺，不管在研发、在客户的培训上面，我们都会以这个非常大的投资，我们已经决定是用10亿美金的投资在这方面，在未来3年在 AI 上面的一个 investment。那这是 SAS 非常大的一个 commitment。那么呢，我们谈到 SAS 在一些主要的应用上面，我们讲到在台湾，我们有简单的举3个例子来跟各位做分享。第一个呢，就是我们在金融相关产业，我们在风险管理以及反诈欺上面，我们有做了相当大的投资。所以不管是 IFRS 9、IFRS 17，还有所谓的credit scoring， 甚至于是我们的所谓的Basel IV 的一些相关的运用，再加上我们的这个交易侦测、交易反诈欺以及申请反诈欺等等，还有反洗钱，都是我们很重要的一个运用的方向。那同时呢，在其他的行业，我们也 做了所谓的生产预测以及所谓的串流运算 （streaming） 这样的串流运算，这也是我们很重要的一个策略方向。那当然呢，各行各业，最重要就是客户。在客户呢，我们透过 AI 人工智慧、机器学习的演算法，我们也支撑客户360度的这个视图以及贴标，再加上帮企业做更及时的决策，因为有这么多的智慧物件，加速决策的进行。那我们在台湾呢，在过去这1年多来，我们不管是在服务游戏业或者服务业、零售业以及银行业、保险业，还有制造业，我们都有相当多的案例。那这边呢，因为案例比较多，我就不一一的赘述。那么今天呢，我们的整个会议的议程相当丰富。那不管是早上、下午，我们都有很多的这个先进的一些知识分享，以及用户的一些使用的分享。那我希望各位今天都能够收获满满，也在此祝各位平安健康。谢谢各位。
谢谢陈总经理与我们分享 SAS 的策略发展方向以及亮眼成绩。而提及接轨 AI， 到底国际各企业都碰到了哪些挑战？如何设计 AI 前导专案来降低导入门槛？我们今天非常荣幸特别邀请到 SAS 带领全球研发团队发展人工智慧、认知运算、深度学习以及非结构化数据分析的 SAS 全球人工智慧研发中心资深副总裁 Mr. Saratendu Sethi 来为我们主讲 AI 洞见，此刻串联未来世代 Reality to AI Analytics in Action， 掌声欢迎。It's my honor to invite Mr. Saratendu Sethi to give us the speech. Welcome.
Thank you. Zhao and good morning. Digital transformation, artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation, we hear a lot about them. These are topics of conversation with every customer, every partner, every media person throughout the world. We get pretty soon these conversations pretty quickly come into following patterns. Our customers are thinking, our existing business models no longer satisfy our customers. What do we do about them? Our industry is changing, possibly disrupted. Where and how do we get started? We hear this magic pill called artificial intelligence. Everybody is riding this bus. Should we get on it? How do we get on it? So that's a lot of questions. Digital transformation, artificial intelligence, yes, that's a lot of hype, but the power is real, and that's really a lot of value in these technologies. Good morning, everybody. For next 30 minutes, I'm going to take you to a tour. What does artificial intelligence mean for SAS, and how we are here to help you in this journey of achieving your artificial intelligence dream. So as I get started, let's talk about two fundamental changes that are happening with human civilization throughout. First is digital transformation. Digital transformation is, many of us would know, is a byproduct of big data phenomenon. But to me, digital transformation is a journey in the age-old theory of human civilization is how do we share information? How do we democratize information? So digital transformation actually started with the invention of paper, when people could start transcribing their knowledge into paper and then distribute. In today's digital world, our knowledge, our sources of knowledge, like books, music, everything has been converted into the digital world. Everything is being converted into bits and bytes. Not only our sources of knowledge, but also our interactions, our experiences, our preferences are also getting transformed into bytes. So everything is getting digitized. Where do we go from here? The next phenomenon that's affecting human lives is connectivity. Again, we as human beings, we have been social beings throughout. So we invented first roads and rails to connect ourselves physically, to share goods across borders. Then we decided to connect ourselves economically by inventing currency. But now we have also decided to connect ourselves digitally by creating the largest network where each human being is plugged in, called the internet, creating the internet of people. In past few years, we have also been bringing our devices and connecting this along with people to serve us better, to create new experiences in the digital world. Welcome to the Internet of Everything, Internet of Things. Digital transformation and connectivity have led us that we need to interact with data and technology differently. Data, varied and lot of volume produced, the data that is being pushed into this network. We need to be analyze all of that. Data that is coming in different forms. Structured data, unstructured data, video data, audio data. We want to be able to analyze all of this data and create value of it. We want to be able to take better decisions at the right place, at the right time for the right person. Digital transformation and connectivity are also transforming how we interact with technology. Access to technology is now more important than owning the technology. Many of us now use the ride-sharing app called Uber. I click a destination, and here comes a driver who takes me to where I want to go without me having to own the car. It's wonderful, right? This is the benefit of digital transformation. Digital technologies are shareable, they are virtual, and they can be easily replicated in different parts of the world. So it seems like the more and more we get ourselves connected through digitally, the more and more we start interacting with these systems, we are generating more and more data. And by leveraging and creating insights within those data, we are increasing our experience. We are now applying these data-driven methods to create value, create optimization, go into new lines of business. We need to analyze a lot more data to actually serve ourselves or run our lives better today. And this is where the magic happens. This is where the technology called AI comes in. Artificial intelligence is today a data-driven approach where basically we are mining a lot of information through machine learning, natural language processing that add into our daily business making decisions. For years and decades or centuries, the best of human brains have spent enormous amount of research cycle creating handcrafted logic, creating rules, creating expert systems to solve problems like identifying fraud, identifying objects in images, finding cures for diseases. And yet, within last decade, machine learning methods like deep learning have analyzed tons and tons of data, and they are easily now able to match human performance. These deep learning methods are able to identify objects in images at accuracy better than my own eyes can see. Fascinating, isn't it? So today we define artificial intelligence as the ability, it's a data-driven approach that tries to augment our lives by creating insights from analyzing data rather than coding explicit logic from rule-based systems. We call it narrow artificial intelligence. So today's era of AI is actually what we call narrow AI. So does that mean that machines are going to take over our world? No, it is actually we as human beings are now in this phase of human history learning how to leverage tons and tons of data and connect it to analytics to create value for us. We as human beings are learning how to take analytics and apply it into business problems to create recommendations, efficiencies, and optimizations. We as human beings are learning how to now take this analytics and actually apply into our business problems. So we at SAS are exactly here to deliver you that promise. We don't want to add to the hype that artificial intelligence is going to do magic for you if we are going to build robots. In fact, we at SAS want to help you to harness the power of analytics to solve your problems. We at SAS want to help you to fill your gaps in creating value. The gap between data and value by operationalization. The gap between talent, the skills gap that you face within your organization. The gap between data itself. There are lots of pieces of data that exist within your organization, and we will help you to bridge this data together to create value from them. This is where we provide you the dream of artificial intelligence. So you as a business, how do you get started with AI? In order to define the business problem for AI, we have to ask the following questions. What is the problem that we want to solve? How does it relate to data? Remember, we are now casting AI as a data-driven method, so data is critical. Data is at the heart of it. How can data-driven automation help with that, and what are the benefits? So that's where we start thinking of how do we analyze lots and lots of data. We analyze data through machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, forecasting, optimization. So these are basically our tools in our toolbox that help us to create AI. A lot of technologies get pushed as AI today. That is completely fine with it. In fact, AI for us is the ability to teach machines to perform human tasks, human decisions through learning and automation. So we are totally fine with that. The definition of AI remains broad. It can be analytics, it can be rule-based systems, expert systems, or it can be robotic process systems, and so forth. So how do we define AI? Artificial intelligence, somebody once said that if you don't know how to solve a problem, we call it that we need AI to solve it. But once we find a solution, we want to call something else. And I have that name. And that name is AI stands for analytics integration. Today, the only way, no matter all the promises that AI gives you, the only way to create ROI, the only way to create value is through analytics integration. So for next few minutes, I'm going to give you a few examples how some of our customers are leveraging analytics to create value within their organization. So the first one is WildTrack, which is one of the non-profit organizations which has been working with SAS for several years. We as human beings are the supreme species of the universe who have the onus of taking care of the rest of the species in the industry. Sorry, in the universe. So WildTrack has been an organization that has been working in African countries and Asia in kind of tracking endangered species and counting the population. So these processes have been extremely invasive because these animals have to be tracked, they have to be sedated, and a tracker is inserted into them. This process is very, very invasive. In fact, WildTrack found that in Zimbabwe, this kind of invasive process were negatively affecting the female fertility rate of black rhinos, as a result of which the population of black rhinos was decreasing instead of getting protected. So WildTrack resolved to use AI in the form of computer vision and machine learning to track and predict where the rhinos are. They are using computer vision to look at footprints of rhinos and then understand where the animals are. We have a lot of other examples where enterprises are taking benefit of these kind of methods. We have one of the largest telecom companies in Northern America who is analyzing customer feedbacks to service their customers better. With using natural language processing, they have been able to reduce their customer churn rate by 53%. We have a large retailer in Europe who has been doing omni-channel digital marketing and providing the right combination of gift card portfolio to their customers. We have one of the largest financial security companies here in Asia Pacific who have been using natural language processing to understand the preference of their customers, and they have reported 50% reduction in customer churn rate and 2.7 times growth in customer purchase rates of the financial plans they have been offering by analyzing their customer feedbacks and making them the next best offer. We have one of the largest automotive companies in the world who uses natural language processing to understand the feedback and incorporate the feedbacks back into their quality assurance model in manufacturing. In each of these problems, our customers are leveraging SAS technology to analyze enormous amount of data. The process has been that you derive insights from data, and then you combine them into your business problem and make it actionable. It's never a one-way process, but actually, true AI is about a two-way process. Machines can help us make better. This is what AI is. But we as also human beings also have the need to give feedback back to the system. Data is continuously evolving. As we interact with our environment, we are continuously creating new data, and we need to understand the semantics of those new data. So it needs to be a complete 360-degree feedback loop of machine learning. Think about once we have that 360-degree feedback loop, what are the possibilities? What is the art of possibility? In the healthcare domain, we only today look at intervention care. When somebody falls sick, we actually try to use predictive analytics, machine learning, to predict the right treatment plan for that person. But actually, think of the promise of AI. Once we have the entire loop working in healthcare, we can actually shift to preventive care, a world where nobody actually falls sick. So we will use machine learning to not only predict the situation when somebody is about to fall sick, but we will be able to take proactive action to cure them faster so that they don't even get to the point of falling sick. This is the promise of AI. This is where we want to go. And how is SAS helping? At SAS, we are making this feasible from our framework from three different perspectives. First, the platform itself. The platform that is scalable, that can allow you to do small pilots, but then scale to enormous amounts of data when you're ready to launch that pilot. And a platform that makes it easy to access analytics no matter what is the skill set of your organization is. The platform that provides you all the different types of machine learning algorithms, no matter what your source of data is, no matter what kind of data you're working consistently within the same framework. And the third is the ability to bring different data sources together into this one single platform. So everything sounds great. How do we get started with AI? A lot of organizations, Gartner says today that 3 out of 4 senior managers in every high-tech industry, in every manufacturing company, agrees with the fact that AI can bring enormous value to their organizations. Simple data science approaches can help them create efficiencies, reduce cost, create operational efficiency, help them to get into new lines of business. But in reality, most organizations are not able to take full leverage the full capability of AI. Why is that? A lot of it happens. There are few common barriers of AI adoption. They are basically, first is lack of talent. This is something that we all suffer from. Second, lack of stakeholder buy-in, clearly defined value, and hence getting the right budget, the right organization set up to launch these kind of projects. Third, connecting it to your business process to create value. Remember, we can have the best analytics, but if it is not connected to our business domain, then it does not help us to create any value. Fourth, really means if we have not defined the clear ROIs and the clear business values, and we lack the technology platform to take it into production, then we have limited ROI, we have limited success in realizing the benefits of AI. In fact, this is the stage where most of the customers tend to conclude that this is all hype, it doesn't help me, it doesn't deliver on the made promise. So how do we get started? Andrew Ng, who is considered as one of the fathers of modern AI, has said recently in a Harvard Business Review article that the success to AI is always start small. Start in a domain that lies in your core competency. So for example, if you're a manufacturing company, your core competency is focusing on applying analytics to create operational efficiency, create quality control. Those would be examples where you should look at machine learning, you should look at AI. Connect it to value. If you are not able to connect it to value, means if you do something that is not in your core competency, suppose you are trying to build a chatbot for your website, that is not your core competency if you're a manufacturing company. Somebody else will do it better, and they will do it better than you. Hence, it is better for you to leave that problem to somebody else to solve for you, and you will get better ROI if you create a problem that is applicable to your domain of business. Andrew Ng further goes ahead and explains how to create a well-defined pilot for an AI project. His mantra is, again, start small and have a limited time period within which you can create success. And that limited time period is usually few months, maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, but not over a year. There has to be, the value of these AI projects has to bring value to multiple organizations within your company. These implementations cannot be siloed within a small part of your organization. These projects should not require a whole lot of resources. These resources should be small. You do not need hundreds of people to do a pilot to be able to be successful. And fourth, and the most important, is choose the right technology platform that allows you to build this pilot and helps you to collaborate and communicate across different organizations to leverage the benefits, reap the benefits of this pilot. So this brings us to an important part of thinking about what should be the ideal characteristics of the technology platform that we should think about. The right technology platform should actually help you. There are a couple of different characteristics which I'll go through in next few minutes. The first really important characteristic is how does the platform help you to perform automation? We are dealing with lots and lots of data, and really automation can help you to automate some of those data-driven processes. When you are dealing with large amounts of data, automation can help you to do automatic data preparation, automatic data pre-processing. When you are dealing with varied amount of data, automation can help you to make sense of your data better and actually actionalize a lot of your data in an automatic fashion. So for example, if you process your audio data, video data, you are making sure that you are picking all pieces of data, no piece of data is left behind within your analysis. Automation is important when you are building lots and lots of complex models. If you are solving many problems within your organization, you need a platform that can automatically help you to build several models, complex models, test them automatically, and then we can fine-tune them through hyperparameter tuning, and we can launch them efficiently. Automation, when done right, democratizes the use of analytics throughout the organization. Analytics cannot be restricted within a certain part of your organization. It has to be available. It has to be consumable by everybody. In fact, at SAS, we believe that it has to be producible by everybody. And in order to help you To bridge the gaps at SAS, we actually focus in providing you many different ways of accessing the same analytics. If you're an organization who just have subject matter experts, we provide you visual interfaces to access the same analytics. If you're an organization who have a lot of data scientists, we actually provide you programmatic interfaces to build your own application. And if you have an organization with all these resources, both types of resources, but in different organizations, our technology provides a single platform where you are interacting through these different interfaces, but all working against the same view of data. Our data is actually a view to the world. We can analyze all the financial transactions in the world to understand the general patterns within how the financial transactions are happening, to identify all the fraud. But analysis of data is never going to learn all the aspects of banking. We provide you the single backend platform where your business analysts who are making the mortgage decisions, for example, in the bank, can interact with your data scientists who are trying to identify fraud transactions within the same corpus, working on the same data sets simultaneously. This is not just collaboration, this is actually trans-collaboration. Remember, cross-collaboration is just collaborating amongst teams. Trans-collaboration is really collaborating across all the different organizations within your company. The next characteristics of the platform is the ability to work with the right data. Because we are looking at data-driven approaches, just because you have plenty of data does not entitle you that you should get started with an AI project. You have to be able to start with right data. At SAS, we are at a core, we started as a statistics company. The fundamental rule of statistics is you want to understand your data set, you want to characterize your data set. In fact, at SAS, we embed all these methods of data analysis, data preparation method before you can get started with AI. It is very important for you to think about that. Is your data complete? Is your data representative of all your operations, all your customer data? You need to be very sure about the completeness of your data. You need to be confident that the missing data that you have is not going to adversely affect your analysis. We provide you, no matter what your data source, we provide you capabilities to analyze your data and before you get started in creating insights from that data. So the question of data, completeness of data actually brings us to an important point of deploying this artificial intelligence technique. We hear a lot of concerns around trust in AI, ethics and bias. Algorithms are never racist or biased by themselves. Algorithms simply expose the intricate relationships, the patterns that are already existing in our data. So if you are trying to build an AI system to hire talent for the next generation to transform your organization into a completely different business model, doing analytics on your previous data is not going to give you that insight. It is important for analytics to think about is how do we kind of remove this kind of bias. It is not the bias in the algorithm, it is actually what is represented in my data. So at SAS, within our platform, we provide you a lot of interpretability methods, pattern padding interpretability methods that allow you to look into the black box and help you to understand how the algorithm is making decisions. So suppose you are working in a credit risk application. We provide you the ability to look at how a deep learning model actually made a decision or how a random forest actually arrived at a decision. We provide you natural language interaction methods that provide you the ability to explain the decision-making model in plain human language so that plain subject matter experts can go back and explain it to the regulators. We provide you, in order to make sure your model is performing and the model is not drifting with time, we provide you model management capabilities where you can continually monitor and evaluate your model so that if the model starts drifting, you can immediately take action of updating your models. When you are thinking of AI, it is important that we look at the fairness and transparency of the algorithm. In software engineering, many times I come from R&D, so I have a strong software engineering. We have a joke going always that anytime a bug is found, the code is not working, a bug is reported, the developer will say that it works as coded. When you are thinking of AI, we are not coding the logic. It's basically the machine learning algorithm is coding the logic. So just working as designed does not work anymore. In fact, for AI, one of the MIT-trained venture capitalist, Hemant Taneja, who invests into a lot of AI startups, has said that we are no longer looking for a MVP, a minimum value product anymore. In the world of AI, we are looking for a minimum virtuous product which trains on a system, but it also provides the safeguards to the stakeholders to evaluate the performance, the effect of the algorithm on the stakeholders, and also provides you the ability to safeguard and modify and fine-tune the behavior if you do not like about it. Sounds futuristic, right? Let me draw some parallel with Isaac Asimov's 3 rules of robotics. Isaac Asimov says that the first law of robotics is a robot should not harm human. Replace robot with AI. So rule number 2 says that robots should always follow human beings, the order of human beings, as long as it does not conflict with rule number 1. Rule number 3 says that a robot should always protect itself if it does not conflict with rule number 1 and 2. Replace robot with AI, replace robot with analytics. This is the philosophy, the mindset with which we need to deploy AI within our organization. Works as designed, works as coded is no longer important. Works as intended is where we want to go. And a critical aspect of that's made feasible within the platform is through the ability to provide you the right level of model management. Everything we have discussed so far circles around models. We build lots and lots of predictive models to make recommendations, to do classifications, to do anomaly detection. We are talking about models. Every decision we take is about models. So in order to help our customers be successful, SAS has taken the initiative that we want to provide you inbuilt model management capability, no matter whether your choice of analytics is SAS or any third party. In fact, if you are using open source, we will bring your open source models into this environment and help you to manage the drift within these models. We'll help you to govern these models. We will help you to identify when the models are not performing to the right place. So model management is a key aspect. Model management is what's important is we want to open up our platform not to handle any kind of third-party open source models. You don't have to build your analytics within SAS. So this brings us to the last but most important part of aspect of our platform is hardening your open analytic platform. Open source is going to stay, and we acknowledge and embrace it that open source will play alongside SAS. So we at SAS, how can we help? At SAS, we can help by hardening your open analytics system, by giving you the ability to use your choice of analytics. But we can take care of bringing all your data sources together. We can take care of optimizing your workflow. We can take care of creating a single code base. We can take care of creating a single governance model. And we can take care of deploying your model to the environment of choice. So with that, what I would like to state is AI is truly transformational. But today's AI is all about data-driven approaches, And today's AI is all about having choices. During this presentation, we talked about leveraging lots and lots of data and making your data actionable. We talked about the ability to give you access to analytics, no matter what the skill set of your workforce is, whether they are subject matter experts who are just going to work through visual interfaces, or they are all the way who are data scientists who are going to code against the platform. We gave you choices where you can actually build your own models, or build your models in SAS analytics, or build your models in third-party analytics, and you can bring them together and working in all the same environment. So transformation invention is all about creativity of human beings. Adoption of AI is the next frontier for us, and it is an analytics-driven approach. It is not just an invention of new tools, new gadgets, new algorithms. It is actually transformation in the way we interact, we think about our processes. So this is a common theme that you will be watching throughout today across this entire analytics conference. Every time you swipe a credit card, there is analytics behind. A couple of weeks ago, before you came into this conference, when you filled a survey, we applied analytics, we applied AI to understand what you're looking for at this conference. Again, analytics is hidden in plain sight, and today's AI is all about analytics in action. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saratendu, for such a knowledgeable speech. 在了解 AI 导入的布局策略以及可能的挑战后，企业又该如何整合分析系统以及作业流程，定义 AI 表现的成功与否？为此，我们特别邀请到 SAS 亚太区业务顾问首席总监 Deepak Ramanathan 与我们说明自动化您的分析历程 ，Orchestrate and automate your analytics journey. Let's welcome Mr. Deepak Ramanathan with the warmest claps. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, and welcome to the SAS Analytics Forum. Pleasure to have you. At SAS, like Mike said, we do wear jeans, right? And I'm going to be talking about the openness of the SAS platform in the next half hour. So Saratendu touched upon a lot of aspects about SAS in the coming releases that we have and what we are bringing forth to market. Key amongst them is you heard about orchestration, operationalization of your analytics, and also management, model management. These are all very, very important concepts, especially because as you, in your organizations, start building out AI models, AI projects, how do you take an AI project and make it or sort of an analytical project and make it into an analytical product, right? That is what a lot of organizations are asking us. Help us to take this analytical project that we have and convert it into an analytical product that can then help serve the organization and reach some business outcomes of why that was built. But there are some challenges. And let me talk about choice and control, right? And what do we mean from a SAS perspective around choice and control? But rather than me talking about it, let me try and show you a video of what that means. choice and control. And what does the SAS platform bring for the choice and control part of it? So a lot of you in your work might have started off on analytical projects, on AI projects, analytical projects, looking at these different business outcomes that come as part of your analytics journey. The challenge right now is it's proving to be really hard with AI, right? So the reason it is proving to be really hard is because of all of these different requirements that come in as part of any kind of AI journey, analytics journey that you have as an organization. Automation, right? How do you take this application and put it into a production application and continue the automation part of it? Scalability. So you build it in a small lab. How do you take that from a small lab process, get it out of the lab into a production kind of environment? You're moving away from 10 users querying it to almost 1 million. How do you account for that scalability? How do you move it from lab to production? Governance. What kind of data are you using? You know, if you're, a lot of you must be if you're from a financial services background, a lot of times auditing, lineage, governance of the models, where do you get the data from? What variables did you use if you're using a credit scoring model? Why did you come up with those options? Why did you come up with those results? Governance becomes so important in a lot of those AI kind of projects, which is understanding from data to the end how that entire process was built out. And last but not the least, deployment. Right? Deployment has changed a lot. Now, in the last 15 years, previously, deployment of SaaS models or any kind of models that you build used to be typically batch mode models, which is you build the model and then you deploy it on a traditional database, or you score a traditional database. That world is changing a lot now. Now the deployment patterns are very many. Now we are talking about deploying in databases. We are talking about deploying in stream as data gets generated. We are talking about deploying in containers. We are talking about deploying in cloud. So how do you support from your model build activities to support these various deployments? Again, I go back to credit scoring. If you're looking at a credit scoring application, how do I deploy this application in a real-time framework so that other consumers can start using it? Those are the challenges that make it really hard to take the analytical model that you have built and support it for scale, support it for governance, and support these multiple deployment patterns that we are seeing. That is what is making it difficult, right? That part, in terms of how you're able to sort of take those analytics platforms. So what the analytics platform allows you to do is allows you those different aspects, all the way from data acquisition, right? And you heard Saratendu speaking a little while back about the right data. How do you make sure you get the right data in there? And then how do you start building your models, discovery, and finding out patterns in your data? And then finally using orchestration or moving that data and being able to orchestrate that data across these different platforms. Which gets us back to our original conversation around choice and control, right? And let's take a deeper look at what do we mean when we say choice, right? And let's look at choice at the first one. We live in a world today that is abundant, right? That is abundant. Let me give you an example. My first smartphone that I bought was actually a Taiwanese phone, which was a company called HTC, right? And HTC in 2003 used to build a phone called O2. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the O2. It was a big one, project name Blue Angel, right? Total number of SMSs that I can store in that beautiful phone was 25. right? We have moved from that world right now where nobody even counts the number of SMSs that you can store. We have moved into an abundance world, right, where data is abundant. You heard about digital transformation. More and more data is coming in because we have moved away from a scarcity world to now an abundant world. What does that abundant world have? You've got a choice of programming languages, right? I mean, once upon a time, a lot of you used to code in SAS. Now there are lots of other programming languages available. There is Python, there is R, there is Kafka, there is TensorFlow, there is Caffe, right? There's an abundance of new programming languages that are available. You have a choice of them. You have a choice of talent, right? If you go to the biggest schools in Taiwan, if you go to NTU, you get a lot of talent of folks who are looking at how have different skill sets. Some people have SAS skill sets. Some people have Python skill sets. You have a choice of all of these different skill sets that are available. Data sources. Data sources have changed the most. I mean, previously, all data sources, again, I'll give you a banking or a telco example. Data sources in banking was your CASA systems, your core banking systems, treasury systems, LOS, your loan origination systems, card systems. Now, those frameworks have completely changed. Now you have data that's coming in streaming data, real-time data, data coming from mobile devices. I can guarantee you, just a show of hands, how many of you have a mobile banking application on your phone? Almost everyone has a mobile banking application. And when you're working with the mobile banking application, you're creating data at the back end. There's more data sources. The data sources have changed a lot. There's a variety of data sources. Again, you heard Saratendu talking about video, about text, about images. There are different data sources coming in, and these are rich data sources. How do you apply analytical techniques to them? Your kinds of analytical techniques have also changed, right? Some of the problem sets are the same, but the analytical techniques are now different. So you have deep learning, you have DNN, you have CNN, you have RNN, you have different neural networks that are available right now. So there is a lot of choice, right? There's a lot of choice that's available right now. But at the same time, you also need control, right? And a control from a perspective of, for instance, what I was speaking about, scalability. How do you take this this important modeling asset that you have built, this analytical asset, and how do you build it out, for instance, to scale, right? You need to have scale. It needs to have enterprise capability. It needs to have security. It needs to have audit functions. Security and privacy is incredibly important. We are seeing this happening in more and more governments, right? I think May of last year, this May marked the first year of GDPR, right? Similarly, we are seeing other governments, the Singapore government, Australian government, the Japanese government, are all coming up with privacy. So how do you sort of make sure that whatever you're deploying ensures that there's a privacy of your customer, privacy of the client? Data and model governance, right? How do you take this open source piece of code that you have written and make sure there is governance? When you take the model, make sure you have the libraries for it. Does it do CI/CD integration? And take that model, and when you deploy it into real time, how do you make sure you have governance? This is going to become critical going forward. So it's not about building part of it. You can build, but when you take that build and you put it into a deployment part, you require control for it. However, there is a challenge here, and that's the balance. It is a balance, right? Too much choice, and you get chaos, right? Too much choice, you get chaos. Too much control, and it throttles innovation. You're not able to innovate if you have too much control. So how do you find that balance between how much how much choice you have and how much control you have. You want to give choice because that leads to innovation. But you also want to put in some control to make sure there's order as far as that choice is controlled. The way you do that is to have an effective platform, an analytics platform that allows you to have these capabilities of choice, from a choice of how you build stuff, how you deploy stuff, but at the same time having control in terms of security, model governance, etc. And that's where the choice of platform that you have becomes incredibly important to allow you to have that balance between choice and control. It essentially boils down to three different things, right? Three different capabilities that you're looking at. One is data, being able to access all kinds of data, structured data, unstructured data, streaming data, text data, video data, image data. So to have a data platform which is able to pick up all of these different kinds of data sources. Once you get that data, the next task, of course, is to start exploring. Looking at that data, applying your models to it, applying your algorithms to it. And then once you have applied those algorithms, then taking that asset, that analytics project, as it were, and moving it and making it into an analytics product of being able to deploy it, whether deploy it in stream, deploy it in an in-database, deploy it in any different fashion that you would like to. It is a challenge, right? You heard Saratendu talking about Gartner mentioning also about deployment. Deployment is incredibly hard. So if you look at the McKinsey quote out here, the inability to integrate analytic solutions into workflows. Again, it goes back to what we said about AI, is actually about analytic integration. How do you integrate your analytics, your models, into workflows and achieve frontline adoption? Right? Frontline adoption. And all of you are adopting analytics today in a frontline fashion. Again, I'll go back to the example, the very famous example that always people bring up is essentially around Uber, right? So if you bring up your Uber app, it's actually running a lot of models. First model finds out where you are. Second model does price optimization. The other one does surge optimization. The third one matches drivers. The fourth one is looking at how do you get you from point A to point B in the most efficient fashion. There are 8 to 9 models running, but you don't see it. But it's become a frontline adoption. People have started consuming analytics. How do you make it easy for people to start consuming analytics? And the number one inhibitor for organizations to be able to do that is why data and analytics initiatives fail, because people don't think about the business outcome and how that model needs to get consumed. How do you make that model consumable downstream? So, I mean, in our interactions with customers worldwide, a lot of customers have started AI projects. Lots of customers have started AI projects. But there are some very important questions to ask when you embark on your AI projects or your data science initiatives. These are incredibly important questions to ask. And I'll list those questions. Saratendu sort of, again, gave you a bit of a hint in terms of what they are, in terms of what Andrew Ng's different values, which is industry focused, value based, and small, finite objectives. But what is the business KPI, right, of a specific analytical project? What is the business KPI? What are you trying to accomplish as part of the business KPI? How do you reduce time to value? Right? Historically, it used to take a long time to build models. Right? Building a model maybe 10, 15 years ago was like building a ship in a bottle. Everybody used to take very good care of the model before you build it. And then you take the model and then you go and deploy it. It used to take sometimes 3 months, 4 months before you deploy it, which reduces your time to value. So how do you build something and deploy it and measure it as quickly as possible. That's your reduced time to value. Productivity improvements. How do you make sure your organization becomes with all these modeling activities, and that all goes into automation? Can I automate certain parts of it as part of a workflow? And last, but certainly not the least, and this is where we find a lot of organizations have challenges, which is decisioning measurement, right? What is decisioning measurement? It's essentially instrumentation that you need to do when you take a model and you deploy it. And then you're listening. How many times was the model called? How many times was the score called? How many records did the score create? How many people reacted favorably based on the model? There's a lot of information that needs to come post the model back into the system. You know, we heard about machine learning, right? You saw it regularly, about how it has a closed loop. You need to understand how that model is doing so that you can get it back into the system. Decisioning measurement is becoming the key aspect to a lot of financial institutions. They need to find out how these decisions are effective, right? There are tactical decisions, there are strategic decisions, and it's time to measure those decisions. It's very, very a key factor in terms of understanding that, yes, I have got 30 people who are building Python models, and we're going to take these Python models and we're going to deploy these Python models. And these Python models are scoring 600 data sets at any moment of time, and we are trying to find out what is it sort of achieving the business outcome for which it was designed for. Some questions to ask, right? And again, these slides will be available to you, right? Who created the model, right? How many models are currently in production? How is lineage managed? These are all very key questions to ask before you start off on your analytical projects, right? These are important questions from a model management perspective, again, which was covered by the previous speaker. So, how does SAS manage it? So we spoke about the model management and governance, right? About governing, being able to embed models, monitor these models, and in the end, automate the models. So I just like to point out here, as far as, again, reiterate what Saratendu spoke a little while back about from a governance perspective. What we can do today is, if you are building an open source based model, so if you're building, say, a Python model that's running on XGBoost, you can take that model using an IDE that you have, whether it's a Jupyter notebook. You can take that model and deploy it into Model Manager. Model Manager then will provide governance of that model. It will check the model in, look at champion-challenger processes from an analytics lifecycle perspective, and then also able to deploy that model. Either deploy it in stream, deploy it into a container, or deploy it into a database. Multiple deployment options. That means we have the capability with Model Manager right now to effectively manage SAS and also open source models. It's a governance platform, and it allows you to start doing this orchestration in being able to take all of these and then finally build value around it. What we are also introducing as part of Model Manager is a very important concept of instrumentation. Instrumentation. What do we mean by instrumentation? So a little while back, we spoke about digital transformation. The difference of building a model 15 years ago and building a model today is, in this day, there are a lot more behavior variables that are taken into account when you're building a model. Previously, a lot of models used to be built on demographic variables. Now we are looking at incorporating behavioral variables into the model. When you incorporate behavior variables into the model starts drifting a lot quicker than it used to. Because age is age. Demographic behavior doesn't change very much. But behaviors change. as a result of which it becomes very important from an instrumentation perspective to find out when that model drift is happening. And when that model drift is happening, how do you automate the process of being able to bring that model back in, retrain the model, and then redeploy the model, all in a completely automated fashion. This is what a lot of our customers are asking us for. Help us to automate our entire model deployment process. Because today, people are not building one model or two models. Now we're looking at people building hundreds of models. So if you have hundreds of models right at the edge, being utilized, being consumed, then it becomes very, very important that you have the metrics in place, the instrumentation in place, that makes sure that the models get deployed. How do we do that? We do that right now by using a workflow mechanism that you can see on top here. So the workflow mechanism essentially keeps on hearing for the model performance. It keeps reporting on how the model has been doing. And once it finds out that the model is not doing well, it helps you to bring that model back in. Again, like I mentioned earlier on, it's done in a completely automated fashion. So even if you have a Python model running XGBoost right at the edge, we can sort of bring that model back to retrain that model and redeploy that model. This is a critical capability, and it goes back into your earlier concept that I mentioned about choice and control. From a choice perspective, you choose whichever modeling platform you want to use. From a control perspective, workflows come into place, where we make sure the right model comes in, the governance piece is there, and also then the deployment piece is there. And the governance also includes automation to a large extent. So that entire process of choice and control is what you get as part of the platform, all the way from data, discovery, finally into deployment. So if you look at from again, like I mentioned, the choice and control part of it, so you'll be able to organize your analytics insight. You'll be able to track model development in terms of how the model has been built out, and also bring in things like model governance. How do you govern those models, make sure it's the right models, and over a period of time, models retire, right? You take the model and you retire it. A lot of challenges right now, or a lot of questions that we get asked around concepts around CI/CD, for instance, continuous integration, continuous deployment. So we also support those methodologies in terms of CI/CD, how new models get built, new models get deployed, and emerging things around model ops. How do you manage the model production? How do you deploy these models into production? Because unless you deploy the model, it is of no use. You could have 30 data scientists building Python models, building TensorFlow models, building Kafka models. But if they're not able to deploy it, then their work doesn't amount to much, because it's not managing a business outcome for them. And last, like I mentioned, the fact about being able to integrate open source, taking these open source models and then being able to deploy those models. And from a platform perspective, like I said, the data, discovery, and deployment is the process that the platform will help you support, right? Ingesting different types of data, building models either in open source or building it in SaaS, and then finally being able to deploy and govern and manage those models as you deploy them. Most importantly, and this is what is a lot of customers are coming back to us, and they're saying, look, I have got 30 data science people, and they are building models, but I don't know how to tell them derive what business value is coming out of it. So help me capture that business value, which is one of the big benefits of if you're managing the entire thing from end-to-end perspective. Transparency and governance, right? Transparency and governance is incredibly important. It goes back into the choice and control. It's important to provide choice to users around building, but it's also important to provide that control framework where people can figure out how those need to sort of make sure that those value comes out. To me, the third point, the models are relevant. The models are relevant and high performing, which means at any moment of time, when you have deployed a model, you have made sure that it's the right model and it's not giving the wrong decisions. Because like I said, accuracy will go down, but if you're automating it, as soon as accuracy goes down, it pulls it back in. So at any moment of time, you're sure that the model is providing you the right decisions, the accurate decisions, which is actually required. It's a decisioning issue. And last but certainly not the least, claim flexibility and control, right? Flexibility and control from being able to manage open source models, SaaS models, right? And that open source community is growing, right? And what we are here, I think Saratendu said, open source is here to stay. And we are here to embrace open source, right? There's a lot of value that open source provides in terms of flexibility. And we are looking at ways from a SaaS perspective in terms of how can we help you as a customer, or as an individual, they get value out of that open source framework that you're building on, that you're investing on, that you have people that are starting to build around those things, and building that framework whereby we can help you sort of manage that entire application. So all the way from data to deployment, and then getting that business value so that you can present it to your peers saying, look, we are generating a lot of value out of our AI analytics initiatives. That is the most critical part in the end of any kind of analytics project, right? How do you take it from an analytics project and move it into an analytics product? Thank you for your time. We will be around if you have any questions. More than happy to answer them. Have a wonderful remaining day and a fantastic conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Deepak. 接下来的议程，我们将针对企业如何打造分析型组织，并以分析驱动数位转型做进一步的探讨。非常荣幸邀请到 SAS 台湾区业务顾问部副总经理陈兴全先生，为我们分享台湾实务观察、资料分析驱动下的数位转型策略。让我们掌声欢迎陈副总经理 Alan。
大家好。相信在座有很多是我们的资料科学家，或者是管理资料科学家的主管。那根据哈佛商业评论在2012年的调查报告提到，资料科学家是21世纪最性感的职业。2012年的时候是这样说的。那现在2019年呢，我不知道在各位的企业或者是组织里面，资料科学家是不是这个最性感的工作哦？那我们想象的资料科学家应该是统计模型的专家，过去具有这些背景。那么我们的老板有什么问题的时候，请我们做一些分析，透过这些分析告诉我们可能是行销活动应该做什么样的调整，设备是不是会提早出一些状况，做经营分析上面的一些建议。那除此之外呢，我们理想的资料科学家可能是应用很多的深度学习的演算法、机器学习的演算法，协助我们做到在企业内部更多的一些自动化。那么在这个团队里面呢，最好是大家彼此协同合作的一个资料分析的团队。我们想象的理想是这样，可是现实状况我不知道在各位的组织里面是不是这样。我们的理想是，如果我有一个分析的目标，我有一个商业的议题，那么我们透过一些分析的方法，机器学习、深度学习去达到这样的目标。可是现实呢，我服务比较多的跨行业哦，不论是金融、保险、制造，这么多不同的行业的相关资料分析的专案哦，我发现我们资料科学家其实是工人，做工的工人。我不知道大家会不会认同这样的想法。为什么是做工的工人呢？因为在这个整个过程当中啊，我们本来以为它是一个非常顺利、没有问题的一个资料分析的专案，可是这个过程啊，好像在填坑一样。填坑的意思就是包含在做资料整理的时候，我资料在做这个需求访谈的时候，要了解业务的需求，在做一些资料的厘清，在做资料品质的确认。那么最后呢，开始跑一个演算法。 好像以前的统计大概都用不到了，就用我们现在的一些套件来做。有这么多的坑，结果我们真正要做分析的，我可能只花5%的时间做分析，另外5%的时间去跑一个现成的模型，那么达到一部分我们专案的目标，然后就跟我们的主管做一个报告说，那我的分析做完了，结果是这样。那主管问说，那还有没有更进一步的 insight 呢？时间上面不许可，我可能没办法。这个是我们看到在台湾或者是在其他国家，在资料科学团队里面所碰到的一些挑战哦。那么我简单归类了几个我们资料科学家所碰到的一些困难哦。当然不一定每个企业里面都是这样，可是第一个我想最重要的就是在需求上面，这个时间其实非常短促的。老板可能希望我们赶快做一个预测模型，去预测我们的产品的回应率，去做一些商品的一些推荐。那么我们说可能需要3个月，老板就说不是资料整一整就好了吗？跑出一个报表就可以上了吗？那通常我们是没有这么多时间可以做好的需求访谈的，那也不一定会了解业务相关的业务单位，可能从各个不同的业务单位来的需求可能是很接近的，所以我们常常要整理重复性的工作，比如说银行的行销、客户行销，可能我们就要整理有关银行的客户的这个基本资料、交易资料，甚至是我们行销回应上面的一些讯息，以及我们在行销过程当中所提供的一些 offer。那我要整理这些数据，我才可以提供一些反馈才能做一些模型，提供一些反馈。那么在保险业，可能我在做理赔诈欺的时候，我需要用到的是客户主档、保单主档、商品主档，还有在理赔上面的一些讯息，整理的这些资讯以后，我才有办法做一些回馈。那或许各个部门其实都有类似的议题，或者要整理这些资料，其实我们花了很多的时间在重复性的整理这些资料。那么在这么多的资料来源里面，我们的资料科学家也不一定，或者是数据分析的同仁也不一定完全理解每一个资料表里面背后代表的含义，所以需求再确认，需求资料再确认的时间过程会变得非常的冗长，在这个人工作业里面就变成比较多的耗力费时的工作。那这个是我们看到资料科学家在做这个资料分析的时候所碰到的挑战。那另外还有一点，我觉得是不是最后一点，可是也是重要的，就是资料科学家在团队里面好像都是一条龙的作业。一条龙的作业的意思是，资料整理也是你，在做在做这个资料品质的验证也是你，在做模型也是你，最后做报表，最后做 report 跟高阶主管做 report 也是你，所以这个都是一条龙的作业。那一条龙就是这个人在做，所以这个人在做一个题目，再做另一个题目，再做第3个题目。彼此之间不一定有我们所理想的这个协同合作哦，所以这是我们看到单一资料科学家在运作的时候所碰到的一些挑战。那如果是我们的主管呢，去管理这样的资料分析团队呢，我们的目标就是希望我们的数据分析的同仁、资料科学家能快速的去反馈业务部门所需要的这些资讯。那么，主管们、资料科学团队的主管是不是有办法去确保他的资料科学家所分析出来的结果是正确无误的，是品质有保证的？在刚刚所提到的这个一条龙的过程当中啊，好像不一定会有中间的做确认的动作，不论是资料品质的确认，不论是模型的确认，似乎在传统的我们现在的资料分析团队里面，并没有这样子的一个作业哦。那也就导致于在这里面所提到的过程当中，是很多看不清楚的黑箱。我这边有个图，就是每一个资料科学家或者团队里面的每一个人都是黑箱，就是他从头做到尾，另一个人在做什么，他可能另一个问另外一个人说，这个人在做什么？他用什么样的模型？方法论是什么？不知道。所以这个是在管理资料科学团队，我们在台湾所常常看到的一个状况。那也就会导致我们很难确保这个资料或者是分析结果品质是不是具有一致性跟正确性哦。那最后对主管来讲最重要的就是整个资料知识的管理。如果都是每个人做每个人的，如何在团队里面去做一些资讯的知识的分享，或者是某一个人做的这个分析的结果 分析的过程，或者是中间所整理资料的这些程式或者是专案，可以提供给另外一个人或另外一个部门做使用。如何做到有效的知识管理跟传承？那因为现在资料科学的人才是还蛮热门的，按照统计平均在企业里面大概年资大概是2.5年到3年左右，2.5年到3年左右，所以其实这个异动是有的，是蛮频繁的。那在整个资料科学团队里面，如何去确保知识可以被有效的管理、保存跟传承其实对我们资料科学的团队的主管是非常重要的。那当我们提到这些挑战，我们就思考到我们如何把理想当中，应该讲说，我们现在做比较多80%是苦工的作业，如何转化成80%是拿来做分析的时间，去降低这些中间比较多的苦工作业。我们思考到的其实就是希望透过自动化、透过透明化的方法来达到。刚刚不论前面2位讲者其实都有提到这部分的内容，我接下来就详细的去说明如何透过一些比较好的资料分析的方法或者资料管理的方法，去协助做到整个自动化跟透明化。那为什么我要定义这个分析去驱动这个数位转型呢？在提到数位转型的过程当中，大概有很多的元素，可是我想提这2个重要的元素。第一个元素是业务应用的场景，我们要思考到我要做这个数位转型，我需要用到哪些业务应用，这个业务应用的场景是什么？第二个是根据这个业务应用的场景，我要达到这样的目标，我背后要运用到的分析跟资料科学或者是资讯科技有哪些？这是我们在整个数据分析在整个这个数位转型里面2个重要的一个关键的思考的点。那我先提业务应用的场景好了。假设我现在是一个行销或者是retail 或者是 banking 里面负责做行销的同仁，我可能有10个产品，有5个不同的客群，有5个接触的通路。那我想做一个情境，这个情境就针对这个客户，如果进到我的任何一个通路的时候呢，我要针对不同的客户提供这10个商品下面每一个商品品项的一个产品的推荐。这样算起来大概就250个模型。那么从过往我们在做分析的时候说我要做250个模型，似乎不是那么容易。可是现在应用很多我们的开源的套件，或许可以达到去快速产生，或者是在比较有效率的去产生这250个模型。那么可是如果是负责模型部署的 IT 同仁就问，250个模型，那我怎么样把它放到我的前端的前线的系统上面去？按照过往的经验，部署一个模型可能需要3到6个月的时间。那么250个模型要部署多久？所以这边我想带一个点，就是在分析驱动下的数位转型，我们碰到很重要的一个挑战，就是资料分析如何可以达到规模经济。我做10个模型，做20个模型，做250个模型的时候，我背后的机制、背后的平台、背后的资讯科技、资料分析的科技是一样的。那这样子我们才可以达到透过分析去驱动我们的数位转型。那不是说开源不好，现在我们都拥抱开源 ，SAS 也拥抱开源。在开源的环境下面，不论是从资料整理到分析到部署，其实会有这么多的套件。大家是资料科学的专家，我就不细数这些套件了。从使用者界面到程式语言，到你要执行的演算法，到执行的环境，到部署的过程，到最后管理的过程，其实会牵涉到这么多不同的开源的套件。那如何有效去管理这一些开源的套件？刚刚其实前面2位讲者也有提到哦。那开源有很多的优点，可是还是有一些挑战。我把这些挑战简单整理出下面这个几点哦。当然，优点我就不提了。挑战大概有包含资料可能会有一些落地的疑虑，还有在开源上面如何更快速的执行，在开源上面如何透过平行运算或者是 in memory 方式的运算去做快速的执行，这个是有挑战的。另外， 这么多的开源套件如何做有效的管理？如何做有效的管理？刚刚提到有这么多不同的这些技术科技或者是开源的套件哦，怎么做有效的管理？那包含做完的模型如何做监控？那监控完，另外也提到在运算的过程在整个建模的过程当中，可能会有很多因为不同的人需要用到不同的资料去搬移这些很多资料搬移跟重复的这些动作，这是我们看到开源的好处，以及我们所看到开源的挑战。那刚刚其实我们都有提到，从 SAS 的观点来看，我们期待是协助企业去做到兼容并蓄，意思就是可以整合开源，同时也可以整合我们现在可能是既有 SAS 分析环境的这样子的一个平台。那这个是 VIA 的平台。那在这样子的平台之下，在左边这边是我们所看到的不同的开源技术的应用，右边这边就是整理在SAS 的平台之上，应用开源的技术，或者是应用 SAS 的技术。这个呼应到刚刚Deepak 所提到的 choice and control。你如果懂得开源的技术，可能可以应用开源去执行这些分析。如果你用 SAS 的，你懂得 SAS 的这个程式或者是语法或者是系统，可以用过图形化的界面去执行这些分析。最后底下是一个透过 VIA 环境去达到的统一控管的一个机制。那这个是希望，这是 SAS 希望协助我们的客户，不论是资料分析的科学家，或者是资料分析部门的主管，去达到这样子的一个目标。那所以在数位转型之前，我们的想法是应该先做分析的转型，把过往可能是散落在各个不同的部门、组织或者是人上面的这些应用，都统一的透过统一的协作，包含资料的共享，最后达到一个整个自动化的作业。那接下来我就举2个客户的案例，说明我们的客户如何应用这样子的一个兼容并蓄的一个开源管理的机制，去达到这样的目标。这个第一个客户是国际知名的银行，全球知名的跨国银行哦。他是既有 SAS 的客户 ，SAS 整个平台的客户。当他要做整个分析的转型的时候，他思考到了几个点。这个是 CIO 跟我们做的说明哦。第一个，他是要继续使用 SAS 的环境呢，还是要把 SAS 的分析移植到云端呢？或者是运用最新，或者是把 SAS 的分析再跟他现在有用一些开源程式开发的模型做整合呢？还是第4个是运用 SAS 以及未来分析的平台，甚至决策的平台，去达到他未来在做分析转型的一个目标。那么 CIO 提的这句话，现在就必须根据未来分析的需求去决定未来的分析架构。这是很重要的一个概念。我们现在不能只想到现在的分析需求，看到现在的分析技术，要想到未来有哪些的分析应用，跟分析的技术、跟分析的平台架构可以做应用。那在这个银行里面，整个数位转型的目标其实就是提供具有附加价值的个人化且一致化的这个客户体验哦。传统的银行不论是在行销、授信或者是诈欺侦测上面哦，其实可能都有不同的silo 的系统，也有不同的断点，也有不同的断点。那比如说，在行销跟授信怎么要做跨售跟这个做预审，在整个跟银行跟客户做接触的时候，这通路上面的这些接触，可能用缺怕，可能是用不同的这个数位通路做接触。那么从授信申请以后到最后的诈欺，可能中间有一些诈欺侦测的一个作业，申请诈欺侦测的一个作业。这每一个动作当中可能有一些不同的断点，那么如何透过一个客户分析一致的客户分析跟决策的平台去消弭这些断点，这个是这个银行想到的。所以透过一致性的客户分析跟这个决策的平台，去做到客户风险的偏好跟额度的计算，还有它的风险上面的一个定价。包含催收的管理跟报表的分析，在这样子的一个一致性的平台之上， 好，那它整个的概念架构就包含了未来在做分析的架构的时候，思考到的包含云端的架构，包含地端的架构，以及在根据客户的不同的接触点的即时决策上面的一个需求，去达到包含资料的整理、意识资料的整理、开源的整合，还有应用到一些深度学习跟机器学习的演算法，包含自然语言的处理跟模型的管理，去支持他们所想要达到的3个主要的业务应用的场景，包含数位行销的整合，还有风险管理跟诈欺侦测。那就以这个数位授信为例，它3年内达到的 ROI 是多少？报酬率超过500%，就是5倍的投资报酬率。这里面有几个重要的指标提供给各位参考，就是透过整个分析的转型，达到数位的转型，在整个信贷自动化的自动核贷率达到75%。那另外它的营运成本节省25%。降低呆账损失超过1100万美金，那这个是在某个国际性的大行。那它整个资源未来架构的规划，其实就是我们帮它所做的这整体的一个蓝图，包含底层从自动化的分析到自动化的部署，前面不论是在用地端或者是云端，甚至是一些混合的一个方式。上面去支援，不论是在分析环境上面，过去可能是用 VM 的方式，现在其实是用 container 的方式去做整个云端上面的一个的规划跟部件哦。在模型开发的阶段是一个这样子的架构，到模型开发完成做部署的时候，会应用到模型管理的这些环境，包含用 GitHub 去做一些模型的管理，甚至是做到有关在模型管理上面的一些发布跟部署。再到正式环境上面，刚刚其实也有提到，包含在 VM 上面的执行，或者是跟底层 Adobe 上面的一些整合，还有container 上面在执行环境上面如何把它 container 化。那这个是我们帮这个国际性的大行所做的一个架构的一个规划哦。那另外第2个客户的案例是欧洲大型的一个电商。这个大型的电商呢，它是希望透过整个分析的转型，协助它去做到即时决策的优化。整个专案的背景，主要要达到这样子的一个目标，就是用更进阶的分析方法，还有更完善的资料，去协助他们做到更精准的决策。那我在这边举一个案例，这个案例。是一个模拟的情境，提供给大家参考。其实背后就像刚刚 Deepak 所讲，这个 Uber 上面背后应用好多的演算法。那我们在这边是它背后其实用了好多的资料分析的方法跟这个演算法。那我在这边用一个简单的案例情境跟大家做说明哦。在客户浏览的行为上面，如果他点到这个电商网站以后，开始浏览这个商品的资讯，浏览商品的资讯呢，如果持续性的浏览。那背后根据他过往的交易记录，他给他的行为评分，模型的评分是500分。那在这个情况之下，因为没有买东西，所以还没有提供任何的 action。对不起，好像有问题。OK。那接下来呢？客户浏览了一阵子之后，把他选定的商品放入他的购物栏里面。这个时候呢，因为他不是进来马上就做购买，中间做了一些浏览的动作，所以在贴标上面，在客户事件的贴标上面，它就是一个稳定的一个浏览的状况，加分50分，模型背后评分加分50分。好，那这时候还没有给他一个 action。那OK， 那接下来呢？客户在开始买东西的时候呢，他同时选了2个同样的商品放到他的购物栏里面。这个时候呢，客户的事件就变得有点轻率，意思就是买东西没有仔细看，随便看，所以背后的风险就相对变成比较高。虽然我现在嘴巴这样讲，可是背后其实是很多模型在做运算，让大家明白我是用这样子的概念跟大家做说明。所以因为是比较轻率的，就是扣20分。OK， 那最后客户要结账的时候呢， 就删去了这个重复的资讯，删去重复的资讯以后，就表示说，其实这个客户是自我约束的，所以模型再加40分。同时，因为它达到了我们550分以上的550分的一个门槛，我们就给他一个个人化的一个分期的一个推荐，啊，根据客户不同的行为，给他这个分期的一个推荐。那背后应用的机制是什么？其实就是一个这样子的一个架构哦。不好意思，这个科技问题，这模型做完以后要做部署的时候，都还是会有一些问题的。OK， 所以背后这是一个背后的一个架构，所以在及时收客户的这些事件资讯的时候呢，是有一个串流分析的跟整合的一个技术，去及时收集这些数据。数据收集进来以后，在这样子的一个分析云端的一个平台去做及时的模型的评分，跟做跟做这个及时的决策的一个推荐，然后送给这个 Open API 的这个平台，去跟前端的这个电商的网站去做整合。那这个就是整个背后的一个机制。所以它一年透过这样子的一个整体的解决方案跟分析的转型哦。在资料整合的部分，一年就帮他整合80个不同的来源系统，一年节省超过2200万美金。那另外更精准的推荐跟信用评分的模型，帮他增加了5500万的这个营收哦。那刚刚所提到的有关这样子的2个客户转型的一个案例哦，其中包含透过分析的转型去提供优化的一个决策，协助我们的客户去创造这个价值哦。那当我在思考这个点的时候呢，不是只有 SAS 自己在做商业分析或者资料科学要开始达到自动化，在 Gartner 最新的2019年的资料科学的这个预测的趋势里面也提到了2个，我把这2个点有10大趋势，我提供这2个点给大家参考。一个是自动化的一个分析哦，那未来在2020年以前，40%以上的资料科学的任务会被自动化。第二个，到2022年以前，75%以上的商用应用，在 AI 上面的应用会采用商用的平台，会比较少采用开源的平台。或许刚刚会这样看，就是因为看到了大家企业在应用开源上面所碰到的一些挑战。那么如何应用商用的平台协助我们做有效的开源的一个管理哦？那刚刚其实 Deepak 也提到整个 AI 工厂自动化的一个概念哦，我利用这个一个无限回圈的图跟大家做说明。从资料现在在现在的这个分析的科技趋势下面 ，DevOps 开发跟维运这样的概念其实是非常非常重要的。如何无缝接轨的开发到维运上面的一个作业，包含资料整理、资料探索、建模，模型做完以后做测试跟做部署，到最后的监控，模型失效或者是它效度比较不准的时候，重新做训练。这个是一个无缝接轨的情况之下，从分析部门到IT 部门的一个主要的工作的一个环节。那通常在这个环节里面，我们做了很多不同的模型，可能做了5个模型，最后选了一个冠军的模型，就是我真正要用的模型，然后我把它部署上去。其实中间会有超过50%以上的模型，假设没有做有效的管理的时候，这另外我们称为这个叫挑战者模型，就是后来没有用的，其实它就会被丢掉了。那在这整个分析的过程当中，可能我们花了3个月去做模型，结果做了5个模型，选了一个最好的，中间有4个模型，其实我们就丢掉了。假设你没有用比较好的科技去做有效的管理，那当我选了一个好的我的冠军模型，我开始要做部署的时候呢， 通常超过90%的模型部署时间会超过3个月，这是我们在台湾里面所做专案的时候碰到的平均值，大概是这样，甚至大概6个月左右都有可能。那我们思考到的是，理想上面这个无限回圈的循环应该是没有断点的，可以这样的无缝接轨的。可是为什么会有断点呢？刚刚有提到，包含开源上面的一些应用上面，还有不同人才上面所应用的不同的套件，可以如何有效的把它整理起来？背后所应用的就是 SAS 现在开始跟我们的企业所推广的整个 AI 的工厂自动化的平台。在前端的使用者可以选择他所熟悉的应用的这些分析工具，底层有一个完整的管理的平台，从资料的整理，从分析到建模到部署到最后的模型的管理跟监控，有一个完整的平台。那中间透过 API 的技术去做到整合跟协同合作，达到这样子的一个 AI 的自动化的作业。那么除了 AI 的自动化以外，在整个分析上面，刚刚也有提到，最终就是要协助我们做企业的决策，所以这个无限的循环是不够的，还要加上把这个分析的结果推动到前面的业务决策上面去，再加上业务决策的循环。这个业务决策的循环就是分析的结果，分析结果里面我要如何应用我的业务规则，在银行上面可能是授信的规则，在保险上面可能是这个核保上面的一些规则，透过这些模型所产生的结果，应用我们的授信或者是业务上面的一些规则，协助我们的企业去做决策。决策完以后产生这个执行的结果，最后反馈回来看我们这个模型到底是有效没有效，后续做持续的调整。那这个是我们所期待，也是希望可以协助我们台湾的企业去做到，透过 AI 工厂自动化去让我们的分析可以优化我们的业务决策。那落地的部分在这边提供一个智慧中台的架构的一个概念，这个是一个银行业的一个范例哦。透过前端的资料整理，前面提供 AI 分析的中台去执行跨开源的兼容开源的一个整合分析的一个平台。那整合的这个分析平台产生的分析的结果之后，提供给前端的决策管理的中台去做后面的决策实行。那么前端就是我们刚刚所提到任何的业务应用的微服务应用的场景，提供我们在前面的跨通路的客户的服务或者是商品的一些推荐。那在保险业也是一样，底层的结构、底层的资料是不一样的，中间的分析的方法跟决策的管理的中台，其实在整个分析平台跟概念架构是一模一样的。前端的为应用的场景、为服务的应用场景，就根据不同的业务需求去做规划，那么去扣我们所底下的这个决策平台的这个 API。那以上所介绍的就是希望透过分析、资料分析，协助我们达到整个数位化的转型。那在做数位化转型的过程当中，必须先定义我们的业务应用的场景，那么跟我们业务应用的策略。那么思考到业务应用的场景跟策略之后，底下我们应该要进行的就是整个分析的转型。这个分析的转型，不论是弹性化的分析架构，或者是自动化的分析流程，背后应用的就是 SAS 在整个开源或者是在整个 AI 上面兼容创新跟维运的 AI 自动化平台。谢谢大家。